Example 2 is an applied problem that deals with markup. The problem states that retail prices in a certain department store are obtained by marking up the wholesale prices by 40%. So in other words, the department store determines their retail prices, or in other words, the price at which they sell a product, by taking the wholesale price, which is what they paid for the product, and adding 40% on to that wholesale price. In Part A, we are asked to set up an equation that describes the relationship between the wholesale price W and the retail price R. So R, the retail price, again, is what the department store sells the product for, and that's equal to the wholesale price plus 40% of the wholesale price. Now, the way we would mathematically represent 40% of something is to take that quantity and multiply by 0.4. So if I want 40% of wholesale price, I add on 0.4 W. So what we have here is an equation that describes the relationship between W and R, which is exactly what we were asked for, but we can simplify this a little bit. To see that, notice that this first W is really 1 times W. There's sort of a hidden 1 there. And if you think about that, then on the right-hand side of this equation, we can factor a W out and be left with 1.4 times W. So in other words, we can reduce this to R equals 1.4 times W, which is going to be our simplified answer. Notice that the equation also makes sense in this form, because if I take 1.4 times W, what I'm really calculating is 140% of W, or the wholesale price. So this equation is just stating that retail prices are 140% of the wholesale price. Okay, so in Part B, it states that we're asked to find the retail price of a suit which has a wholesale price of $300. So for this suit, the wholesale price is $300, so I'm going to set W equal to $300. And I want to find the retail price, or what the department store is actually going to sell the suit for. Well, all I need to do is take W, the value I have for W, and plug it back into this equation that I found before. So in doing so, I get R equals 1.4 times W, so that's times 300. 1.4 times 300 is going to be $420. So the department store purchased the suit for $300, but they sold it for $420. Okay? So Part C is similar, except we're sort of going in the opposite direction. In Part C, we are asked to find the wholesale price of a pair of jeans that have a retail price of $77. So in this case, we're given the retail price, and we're asked to find the wholesale price. So again, we simply take R equals 77 and then plug this into the equation we found in Part A. So that would give us 77 equals 1.4 times W. Now, I want to find W, so I need to divide both sides of this equation by 1.4. And if I carry out those operations, that's going to give me 55 equals W. So in other words, the wholesale price for this pair of jeans is $55. And that's the end of the problem.